India location. You have already seen the map of India in your previous classes. Now you closely examine the map of India. Mark the southernmost and the northernmost latitude and the easternmost and the westernmost longitude. The mainland of India extends from Kashmir in north to Kanyakumari in the south and Arunachal Pradesh in the east to Gujarat in the west. India's territorial limit further extends towards the sea up to 12 nautical miles, about 21.9 km from the coast. Statute mile 63,360 inches. Nautical mile 72,960 inches. 1 statute mile about 1.6 kilometer, 1.584 kilometer. 1 nautical mile about 1.8 kilometer, 1.852 kilometer. Our southern boundary extends up to 6 degree 45 minute north latitude in the Bay of Bengal. Let us try to analyze the implication of having such a vast longitudinal and latitudinal extent. If you work out the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India, they are roughly about 60 degrees, whereas the actual distance measured from north to south extremity is 3,214 km and that from east to west is only 2,933 km. What is the reason for this difference? Consult chapter 3 on the topic latitude, longitude and time in the book Practical Work in Geography Part 1 NCERT 2006 to find out. The difference is based on the fact that the distance between two longitudes decreases towards the poles, whereas the distance between two latitudes remains the same every day. Find out the distance between two latitudes. From the values of latitude, it is understood that the southern part of the country lies within the tropical and the northern part lies in the subtropical zone or the warm temperate zone. This location is responsible for large variation in landforms, climate, soil types and natural vegetation in the country. Now let us observe the longitudinal extent and its implications on the Indian people. From the values of longitude, it is quite discernible that there is a variation of nearly 30 degrees, which causes a time difference of nearly 2 hours between the easternmost and the westernmost part of our country. You are familiar with concept of Indian Standard Time. What is use of standard meridian? While the sun rises in the northern state about 2 hours earlier as compared to Jaisalmer, to watches in Dibrugarh, Imphal in the east and Jaisalmer, Bhopal, Chennai in the other parts of India show the same time. Why does this happen? There is a general understanding among the countries of the world to select the standard meridian in multiple of 7 degree 30 minute of longitude. That is why 82 degree 30 minute east has been selected as the standard meridian of India. Standard Time is ahead of Greenwich Mean Time by 5 hours and 30 minutes. There is some countries where there are more than one standard meridian due to their vast east to west extent. For example, US has 7 time zones. Name Name a few places in India through which the standard meridian passes. India, with its area of 3.28 million square kilometers, accounts for 2.4% of the world's land surface area and stands as the seventh largest country in the world. Find out the names of the countries which are larger than India. Size. The size of India has endowed her with great physical diversity. Thus, you may appreciate the presence of lofty mountains in the north, large rivers such as Ganga, Brahmaputra, Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri, green forest hills in northeast and south India, and the vast sandy expanse of Marusthali. You may further appreciate the bounded by the Himalayas in north, Hindu Kush and Suleiman ranges in the northwest, Purbanchal hills in the northeast, and by the large expanse of Indian Ocean in the south. It forms a great geographic entity known as Indian subcontinent. It includes the countries Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, and India. The Himalayas, together with other ranges, have acted as a formidable physical barrier in the past, except for a few mountain passes such as Khyber, the Bolan, the Sipkila, the Nathula, the Bomdila, etc. It was difficult to cross it. It has contributed towards the evolving of unique regional identity of the Indian subcontinent. By referring to the physical map of India, you can now describe the physical variations which you would come across while traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Jaisalmer to Rajasthan to Imphal to Manipur. Peninsular part of India extends towards the Indian Ocean. This has provided the country with a coastline of 6,100 km in the mainland and 7,517 km in the entire geographical coast of mainland, plus the island groups of Andaman and Nicobar located in the Bay of Bengal and the Lakshadweep in the Arabian Sea. Thus, India as a country is a physical diverse land providing occurrence of varied resources. Do you remember? School Woven NCERT is a portal providing map-based learning to bring awareness among the students about country's natural resources, environment, and their role in sustainable development. It is an initiative for Woven NRSC ISRO based on NCERT syllabus. India and its neighbors. Examine the location map of India. You will notice that India is located in the south central part of the continent of Asia, bordering the Indian Ocean and its two arms extending in the form of Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. This is maritime location of peninsular India has provided links to its neighboring region through the sea and air routes. Here is air routes and sea routes. And India's neighbors are Pakistan, Afghanistan, China, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal. Prepare a list of India's neighboring countries by consulting the map. Sri Lanka and Maldives are the two island countries located in the Indian Ocean, which are our neighbors. Sri Lanka is separated from India by Gulf of Mannar and Park Strait. Differentiate between a gulf and strait. Do you think that physical barrier is a hindrance in interaction with our neighboring countries in modern times? Give some examples how we have overcome these difficulties in the present day.